What's up guys? This is Andrew Mil-Spec with Combat Training. Today's video I want to talk about why I choose Glock pistols. There's a lot of great guns that are out there, lots of options to choose from. I at one point was also looking at all the different pistols, and I even bought a few that I ended up selling, getting rid of before I switched to Glock. So I want to talk about my thought process and why it is the pistol I recommend. First off, what do I not want in a pistol? Because if you just think about the things that you're not willing to accept, the things that you don't want, it narrows down your selection. So number one, I don't want a hammer fire pistol. Hammers are just an unnecessary feature on a gun. Not that they're all bad or anything like that, but when you look at all the new guns that come out, they are all striving to be striker fire pistols. And that is at least all the new pistols that are meant for fighting, meant for defensive use, meant for combat. They're all striker fire guns. Next thing, I don't want thumb safeties or backstrap safeties. Thumb safety is just another step between you drawing and you firing, right? And also it's another thing that can go wrong. You know, if your hand position gets fucked up, you can put your gun on safe when you are intending to fire. Stuff like that. Also backstrap safeties, if you don't have a perfect grip on the gun, you can't guarantee that you'll be able to use it. So it's kind of like if you're trying to drive away from a shitload of zombies and your car is telling you, no, put your seatbelt on and then put both hands on the steering wheel, now you can drive away. Of course, you should always strive to have a perfect grip, right? These are fundamental things, fundamental techniques that you need to strive to master. But again, things go wrong. And if you're wrestling around with a guy on the ground, you don't want your gun telling you that you can't shoot him, right? So thumb safeties and backstrap safeties are just an unnecessary feature I don't want. Next is going to be double action. I'd rather have a double action, single action pistol than a pistol with thumb safeties or backstrap safeties. However, that's another safety built into the gun that is unnecessary. The idea behind double action being that the first trigger press you have to be sure of, right? And which I think that's not even the truth behind it, but it's also a safety feature where it's a harder trigger press, right? So reholstering, stuff like that, you're less likely to ND. Well, if you use proper weapons handling, you keep your finger straight off the trigger until you're ready to fire, and you have a quality holster that protects the trigger, and like you should anyways, you make sure that holster is clear of any foreign objects before you insert your pistol. You don't need that. So again, having a heavier trigger press for your first trigger press just makes your first shot a harder shot, and your first shot is the most important shot in a fight. So it's an unnecessary feature that I don't need. Now, the funny thing about those two is that when I was working at a gun store, especially when I showed people a Springfield XD, I'd say, if you would prefer a gun without a backstrap safety, we can go over here, whichever brand, but they inherently would always go, oh no, I like the backstrap safety, and point the gun right in my face. So this is kind of a case in point in the mindset behind people who like those things. It's unnecessary if someone recommends it because it has those features. That's the wrong way of thinking. Again, you need training, not switches and extra shit on your gun to keep you quote unquote safe. All right, last thing, I don't want Gucci guns. What I mean by that is I don't want something that's all tricked out, with like a super light trigger that you just barely press on and then it shoots, and I don't want like slide cuts and any of that jazz. That's more something that's made for competition. Yeah, it can be really awesome to shoot, but when you throw in all those things, again, it's a competition gun. It's not meant for fighting. Let's talk about the things I do want. So number one, reliability, of course. So when you look at all the new guns that come out, where are they all compared to? Glock 19. It's the standard of reliability. Now, the next thing is I want something common, as in common in caliber, and I can also find shit for it everywhere. So I go with 9mm, right? It's an effective round. Pistol rounds suck at killing people, but rifle rounds are awesome at it. Shotguns are awesome at it. So I'm not worried so much about the caliber or this grain, that grain, and this or no. It just, I use Spear Gold Dot 115 grain 9mm rounds. Very simple, and I can find 9mm everywhere, and it's cheap, and I can shoot a lot more of it than if I go with, you know, some goofy ass caliber like 357 Magnum or whatever. 9mm is easy to find. Also, the fact that the Glock 19 is the most popular concealed carry pistol in the United States, and the Glock 17 is the most popular pistol in the world, means I can find mags for it everywhere. And, you know, if I was in that shit hits the fan scenario, the dude next to me more than likely has Glock mags on him. I can also find holsters for it anywhere. You know, Safariland ALS holster meant to fit a Glock 19 and a Surefire light for $50 on Amazon. A good fucking holster that had delivered to me next day. So there's other stuff that's great out there, but can you get a holster for it right away? I don't know, you know, but I know I can for Glock. Again, with the magazines too, I can get mags for 20 bucks a pop. Factory Glock mags, not shitty mags from Pro Mag or something like that, but factory Glock mags. Now the last thing is accuracy. So it just has to work well. It has to be effective and accurate. I'm not looking for crazy tight groups with a pistol. Of course, that can be more of a skill thing, but there are guns that are easier to shoot. I will totally say that, like Canics. If I pick up a Canic, I am fucking just putting round on round more easily than I can with my Glock. However, I can't find Canic mags everywhere. I can't find Canic holsters everywhere. I enjoy shooting them more than Glock, but I will still choose Glock over Canic. It's also a more proven pistol than any other one that's out right now. More special forces units around the world and law enforcement units are using Glock than anything else. So that's basically why I choose Glock pistols. Now, which Glock pistol? I carry a 19. Next one I'm gonna get is either a 19X or a G45, being that's a 19 size slide with a 17 size frame. Just allows you to get more meat on the gun, and shooting it side by side with the 19, it's totally cheating and awesome. So I do like that one more. But even though the 19X was out, I still bought this because I didn't want to cheat myself. I got this one because I want to get really good with this and then get the one where I'm cheating with it. And then I'm gonna have two pistols that I can swap out mags for, swap out holsters for, and I'm not having to buy a whole new set. Because when you do invest into a pistol, you're also buying the holsters and you're buying the magazines. You know, I have an outer waistband holster that goes on my battle belt and an inner waistband holster that I carry every day. And then all the magazines that go with that. So that's my thought process on why I choose Glock. Alright guys, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe. You know, if there's anything you disagree with, comment below. I want to hear about it. And take it easy. Remember, training saves lives.